All right, how's it guys? So today, a bit of a change of pace. I'm going to give you a sneak preview into what the new channel is going to be all about with the portraiture. And we have today visiting us on her birthday, which is also the very lovely Leah. Say hello, Leah, right? So internet, this is Leah, this is the internet. And what we're going to do is, this is a great example of somebody, or photographing somebody, who's never been photographed before. I'm going to sort of show you how we can make a connection, or how I make a connection with the people I'm photographing, so they feel a bit more confident. Earlier when we were talking, you said you want to feel a bit more confident to get that in front of the camera. And to start with any photo shoot, we want to keep things nice and simple. So you'll notice that Leah is sitting down on the painted wobbly chair for my photo shoots. And this is because there's nothing more, I find, kind of really, what we say, self-conscious than asking Leah just to stand there in the middle of an area, just doing nothing. I want people just to relax into. And we're going to keep the lighting light and nice and simple again today. So I've got, once again, my Elinchrom. I say once again, this is the first time you've seen the channel. We're going to do Elinchrom D-Light RX1, which is a nice sort of small, simple light. It's nothing too intimidating. Also, this portal light is 90 degrees. Now, Leah, because she hasn't been photographed before and is not a professional model, I'm going to talk her through everything. So Leah, to start with, right, so you're sitting straight on towards me, okay? So that's I think it's fairly normal sort of thing, but it's not the most flattering of looks, okay? So if you rotate your torso towards that light over there, that's great, okay? Now, what I'd like you to do is just bring just your head and your chin around to me. Lovely, fantastic. Okay, so and just relax that face. You were talking earlier about smiling and not worrying about smiling. We're not going to do any smiling today, right? So for my kind of portraiture, I don't really want smiles. So it's to make sure that Leah understands that she doesn't have to smile. Right, so Leah, right, so straight into the lens. That's cool. Okay, so we're going to just do a little test shot there, just to kind of see how she's looking, how the light looks on her. I love that, Leah. That's as a starting point. We're all pretty good. I think we can build on that and make you look outstanding. Okay, right, so what I'm kind of seeing there is that, you know, Leah's got this lovely look, but I want her to kind of sit up just a little bit taller because you've got a lovely long neck. So if you kind of just imagine, right, you're sort of being pulled up by your neck, bring your chin around towards me, that's it. Now, kind of drop your chin into your shoulder a little bit and then up at me with your eyes. There we go. That's lovely. Okay, fantastic. And now I just want a little hint of a smile with your eyes only. There we go. All right. Okay, good stuff. Right, so I'm really liking that. So that's starting to sort of really be, oh, that's good. Love that. Often, you'll hear me mention about the models, the sitter or Leah, right, will change the way that they sit when they think you're not looking. And often that's when it comes, they go into more of a natural sort of position. And if you keep an eye open for that, then that's great. So we're going to get nice and close here on Leah's face. Leah, if you just bring your chin up for me ever so slightly, that's it, and just tilt your head to the right. There we go. That's fab. Okay. Right. Now, one of the things that we can talk about finding confidence and talking to the sitter is touching into things that are personal to them. So Leah's talking about like she wants to bring some more confidence into her. So the way that we can do that is by saying, oh, first of all, these are really good, right? So for somebody who's never been photographed before, right, that you are fairly relaxed in front of the camera. So you're not stiff as a board, which is great. And what I really want to like sort of find is channel something that you're really proud of in your life. Now you mentioned obviously you've got kids, things like that. So think back to all of those kind of moments that you've had in your life that you kind of went, this is something. There doesn't have to be something that people know about or anything, but just something that you kind of go, that was awesome, right? And I want you to take a moment just to kind of think about that. I'm going to channel that through your eyes, okay? Right, so that's it. So turn your shoulders just a bit that way, a bit more for me. So your whole torso. That's it. Now bring your head around towards me and then lift up your chin ever so slightly. This hand on the front, your left hand, right? If you put it down on the, can you reach onto the chair? Right, it's fine if you lean into it because you're going to lean, what they say, you see how I've bent my elbows? That's great, okay? Right, and then you bring your chin around, not so much on the tilt, and around a little bit there. There we go. So you see how I'm kind of directing Leah's head with my hand? Okay, that's great. Okay, so really think about that thing that you're really proud about. There we go. There we go, it's lovely. And there we go, it's fab. Okay, so this time, what I'm going to do is we're going to change what I know we said earlier about, sort of being face on can be unflattering. It can be if you're just sitting flat, right? So Leah, what I'd like you to do is spin around so you're facing towards me. Okay, and this time, see how we're going to find out how flexible you are. Right? Okay, I'm going to bring up, can you reach up whichever leg, say it's kind of on there, so you're kind of holding it at all? He says, probably not so much with the jeans. No, you don't have to go, whichever you can do. Yeah, that's cool. Right, can you now do this with your hands? Right, so through. Yeah, so see how you kind of through there, and I want you to be nice and square up. Okay, and you're looking straight into, there we go. This would be handy if I had a little stool for her feet. Also, the chair moves around. That's lovely. Okay, so what I'm going to do is you look straight into this lens. Okay, so straight in towards me. Okay, so lift your chin just ever so slightly. There we go. That's fab. Okay, now I want you just to kind of relax your face. Okay, so earlier you kind of talking about the RBF, right, which I'll allow you to make, because it's Facebook, we can't really say sort of things like that. So just channel that, okay, how kind of natural, and I don't want you to look at the camera, I want you to look through the camera, okay, really kind of think about something that you've overcome in your life, right, and that people doubted you or something, and you come through the other side and you're going, this, right, this is now Leah transformed. Okay, right, there we go. That's lovely. Just lift your chin for me ever so slightly, please. There we go. That's great. There we go. That's lovely. Now, what I see here is that Leah looks fantastic. That's really, really good look. I love that. That's very fierce. You see how your arms are coming, sort of going through there, so also framing. Now, your hair, Leah's got this wonderful hair, right, that we want to use to frame. So you see how she's kind of brought it out of her face a bit, right? Can you sort of bring it around? So it's just slightly behind your ears. Yeah, just a little bit back, okay? And then so you're opening up your neck just ever so slightly. And this is where I'm going to ask Leah. I'm not going to touch Leah because we don't touch people when you're photographing them, right? So that's just a big no. You don't need to, right? So what's happened is Leah's put all her hair behind her shoulder and it's kind of killed some of that look. So Leah, if you can can you fluff it out just a bit? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, perfect. Right. So now what's happening is we've got this kind of look. It's sort of draping and it's framing the face because also you've got a wonderful long neck, which I love. There we go. Okay. So nice. So this time just bring your chin up a little bit more if you can. There we go. All right. That's fab. Okay. All right. So that's. I think. Do you know what? I've got an idea now. If you bring this hair in front of your shoulder, so that hair, the hair on your left, is all over like it was previously, so it's to the front, and then take all of that hair behind you. That's cool, yeah. Oh, and there's a little bit here across your collarbone. There we go. If you keep an eye out for these things as you're shooting, right, it's going to save you a lot of work in post. You don't have to do it. Okay, right, so nice and tall again, that's lovely. Okay, all right. So I think this time, okay, if you look slightly above over my head, that's great. And you just relax your mouth for me, please. There we go. Right, there we go. Oh, lovely job. Good stuff. Okay, I'm actually thinking, I love that directness. I want you, see Leah dropped her chin, okay, and is now looking at it. As soon as I've stood up a bit, I kind of see this kind of, right, so there we go. So looking straight into the lens. There we go, beautiful. Okay, but we need to make something a little bit more of that. So this way we're going to start moving the light. Okay, so it's nice and simple. We're just going to go in here, bring it around, just to give a bit more of an angle. Now Leah, this time I'd like you to turn in towards, so you're facing over to that corner there. Perfect. It is a bit wobbly, isn't it? It's a wobbly shape. Right, and then just bring your chin around towards me. That's lovely, and then just bring up, just nice as much as you can. And then this, right. Okay, so let's have a look at that. Okay, so you're gonna look off towards over there. Okay, that's cool, that's lovely, nice and tall. Well done. There we go. That's fab. Okay, so what we've had here is I've got, so you see how we've changed the look a little bit. If we spin Lear around, we're going to get a totally different look. So if you spin around to face that wall over there, okay, you do the same thing again. You're going to bring your face over towards that as much as you possibly can. Excellent. That's fab. That's lovely, lovely, lovely. Good stuff. See that? So of course, you'll see these up on the screen. I'm going to show Laura as well, because Laura's the able assistant behind the camera. That Lear, that, who would have thought, hey, on your birthday, look at that. That's so painterly and, you know, what do you think?
I like it.
You like it, that's a result.
I think I can do better though.
You can do better, right? So should we take this last 2 minutes? All right, so what do you think you could do better with this?
I feel like I look sad there.
Okay, so you feel like you look sad, okay? So that's kind of, remember we talked about like it's a story in the eyes, okay? Earlier, you know when we talked about sort of like a confidence thing, I asked you to kind of think about the things that you really, you know, you're proud of, like the kids, you know, all those things that you've gone through, right? Channel that, okay? You know, it kind of, there's, you know, those figureheads on a ship, you know, they're kind of like this, sort of going off into, you know, they face the world with confidence. Channel some of that. The look and stuff is lovely, but if you just kind of, take that moment just to really revisit that place. You kind of like, and it also helps if you take a big breath in. It just changes your posture a bit. That makes you feel like that. Right, so you spin around to that side. There we go. Lovely. Okay, and then looking off into the corner. There we go. All right. Okay, so when you're ready, so I'm not going to take a picture until you just kind of, oh, there's that moment. There we go. All right. There we go. Lovely. There we go. All right. Okay, so just channel that moment, channel that feeling, and let your body just kind of go where it wants to, right? If you want to do like a hug, or you want to, you know, sort of condense into it, just let your body kind of settle into this feeling, okay? Yeah. All right, and then just slowly look at me just with your eyes. There we go. That's lovely. Okay, now this time just close your eyes, okay, and keep channeling that feeling that you have, okay? All right. What I'd like you to do is bring up your right arm, okay, so yeah, this one, right, so your right arm, and just kind of bring to your collarbone, sort of here, so not, so that's perfect, okay? All right, okay, and just close your eyes again for me, please. Right, just relax your mouth, there you go. Right, so you're letting it kind of just naturally just fall open a little bit. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. All right, so this time, right, before we, see what you got there, right? So bring that and then keep your hands where they are, right? And fold your shoulders in a little bit, okay? And you just kind of like, it's all, in fact, we're gonna stand you up, right? So if you stand up, okay? All right, so nice and tall. Now, because Leia stood up, I have to kind of just move this light a little bit. So I'm gonna bring that up. Okay, so this time, right? So even though we're not photographing a full length, okay, we're gonna just, if you sort of stand with one of your feet on tiptoes, okay, and you just kind of relax into your legs, so your hips kind of pushing out a little bit, okay? And you just kind of, just your hands on your hips, both hands, that's it. Right, so you just kind of like that, and you see how I brought my shoulders in? That's it, and you just kind of, see, I kind of leant into you ever so slightly. Yeah. Okay, then just bring up your chin. That's cool. Lovely. All right, there we go. So really, right, now turn your head towards the light on the right-hand side. That's cool. There we go. Yeah. There we are. Okay, so really like that. And if you turn, right, so relax yourself. Okay, and I would like you just to kind of so you've got your hands in your pockets, so just your thumbs, okay? Right, turn around just like that. Okay, weight on your back foot. Okay, push your left leg a little bit out. Okay, hip away from me. So hip towards the background, and you're just going to kind of look slightly around towards me. That's cool. Love it. Love, 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 love that. That's awesome, Leah. There we go. That's fab. Bring your chin up for me ever so slightly. And that confidence thing is like, I am Leah. I'm not like a little timidity kind of thing. I'm just like, I'm all that. I'm like, yeah, boy. Okay. Right. That's lovely. Okay. Looking up, just bring your chin up. That's great. That's what I like. That little tilt of the head there makes you feel a lot more confident. That's really good. Fantastic. It is gorgeous. And we got Laura in the background going, it's gorgeous. It's all gorgeous. I love it. Okay. Right. So that's really nice. We show.
I felt warmed up there.
Yeah, you felt warmed up. Excellent. Right. So this is kind of a really good example of how I kind of start a photo shoot. Right. So from here, now that Leah's feeling a bit warmed up, I would then probably move into doing kind of more of what I would, be looking to shoot. But that's, if you're stuck for having a little warm-up session, I always think about like portraiture is a bit like sport. So if we don't warm up first of all, then we're going to pull a muscle. We don't want to pull a muscle. Anyway, thank you ever so much for watching. If you'd like to see what happens in the next section of this photo shoot, then click on the video over here. All right. Thank you, and I'll see you again soon.